Welcome to the Harvest Plus Solutions podcast, where we explore innovative solutions to fight hidden hunger and build healthier food systems around the globe. Every episode, we bring you stories, insights, and impactful conversations about our work empowering communities through biofortification and nutrition-focused initiatives. My name is Faith Okiror. In today's episode, we are discussing how private sector actors can scale biofortified crops. Our guest today is Mrs. Oluyemisi Obe, the MD of Pothrive Astute. You're very welcome, Mrs. Obe. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to move into nutrition and food entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Faith, for the opportunity, and thank you to Harvest Plus for the opportunity to once again come to share my story with the world. I really appreciate the opportunity and I'm humbled by it. I don't take it for granted. So thank you for the question as well. When I started, the journey actually started when I started having my kids. And then the question was where to find winning foods that was using locally available raw materials and were being produced by a Nigerian company owned by a Nigerian. So, and then I started finding, sources, how to make the food and things like that. I consulted with some food technologists along the journey. During the training, we were made to understand that you can't be a food processor without ensuring that the food that you are producing adds a nutritional benefit to the consumers. That food is not food unless it is nutritious. So that was where the interest in nutrition came from for me as a business owner and for my business.
Thank you. You say something very interesting. Food is not food unless it is nutritious. Many entrepreneurs enter the food sector, but not all choose to focus on nutrition. I'm curious about your journey with biofortification. How did you first become aware of biofortified crops? And what convinced you they could address nutrition challenges while also creating business opportunities?
Thank you very much for the question. So during the training that I mentioned earlier, we were told that, okay, for example, my own product, which was using greens, it was using white greens, yellow greens, which was using greens, you had the normal greens that was available, and then there was a biofortified vitamin A maize that was also available. So that was the first place where I ever heard about that. And then I asked them, okay, you guys are talking about biofortified greens. Where can I find it? I don't know where to find it. And then they told me there's an organization called Harvest Plus that works with farmers to, grow this biofortified vitamin A maize. So that was where we now requested for samples of those grains. And then we looked at it that based on the research that was even presented to us at that training, we realized that vitamin A was a major vitamin that a lot of people in Nigeria, lactating mothers, pregnant mothers, and young children below the ages of 5, they lacked vitamin A. And many of them don't even have the money to buy, the supplements. So it's very important for them to have that supplement through the normal food that they ingest. So that was where I was now interested that, if we can solve this problem without people having to shell out an additional money, but just by consuming a food product that we are producing, it would help them. So that was where we now said, okay, let us, after the testing and all of that, and then seeing the nutritional benefits and then the value of adding nutrition to our products as well, we now said, okay, let us change the grain that we're using to produce this, our yellow pap, to a biofortified vitamin A maize to be able to address the identified nutritional gaps.
As we know, innovation does not always translate into consumer acceptance. Introducing a new product, especially one that looks different from what people are used to, often comes with challenges. What are some of the challenges that you experienced with consumer acceptance and awareness? And how did you overcome these challenges?
Thank you very much. So what we realized was that by the time we're using the biofortified vitamin A maize to make our grandiose pap, the pap was yellower in color. And so although that was quite attractive to the consumers, nevertheless, we needed to spend a lot of time doing awareness through one-on-one discussions, through sampling to consumers, through our social media pages, through our websites, through the information. I mean, sometimes we even grant interviews in newspapers and online news media platforms to just, talk more about it, the value of our products. We talk about the nutritional deficiencies that we have in Nigeria, and the fact that the nutritional deficiencies is not only even the poor people. Sometimes even rich people are unaware about the nutrition, what they should be eating, because they are not, they are ignorant. So what we focused more was to do a lot of education through all of the media platforms that we had available to us, to get people to understand that when you're consuming your normal pap, you have to ensure that it has nutrition in it, and Grandiose Pap is helping you to solve that problem.
Okay, wonderful. Consumer trust is critical for any food business. Based on your experience, what lessons stand out when it comes to encouraging people to try out and adopt biofortified foods and products, just like Grandiose Pap?
Thank you very much. So to be able to build consumer trust, one thing I tell people is that if I fool you the first time, you might not know that, oh, I wanted to fool you. But if you now allow me to fool you the second time, it means that there's something that you're gaining from it, right? So for people to have trust in biofortified food products, number one, it has to give them exactly the same taste as what they're already used to. And the quality has to continuously be the same. So for example, you're taking pap. Pap is generally consumed in Nigeria and other African countries. And there's a taste to it. There's a way the mouth feel and all of that is. If they are picking Grandiose Pap, it still has to give them exactly that same thing. So we had to ensure that we did that. We had to ensure that the quality, I mean, day in, day out, every time you pick a pack of Grandiose Pap, you find exactly that same quality there, such that you would have the rest of mind that, oh, these people are doing this food right, and then you can buy it and then even also introduce it to your friends and family. Another thing that we know that encourages consumer trust is having open access. I mean, making sure that if they have questions, you're always available to reach them, and for them to be able to reach you rather through our phone numbers, via SMS, via calls, via WhatsApp chats, all our social media platforms and our websites. We're always available to be reached. Another thing that we've done to be able to encourage consumer trust is whenever somebody reaches out to us, a consumer reaches out to us and gives us a feedback, we munch those feedback with their approval, of course, and then we send it back out there so that people can see that real people, real human beings are actually eating these products and they are gaining value from it. So those are part of the things that we've done to be able to encourage consumer trust in the biofortified food products that we are selling.
Thank you very much. And now many stakeholders are asking how biofortified crops can reach millions of households. What do you think is the role that private sector can play in scaling biofortified crops and making them more accessible to households?
Thank you very much. So, there's this saying, I'm sure it's all over Africa as well, that you cannot wink in the dark. If you're winking in the dark, nobody will see you, right?
Yeah.
So, but if biofortified food products are available, I mean, in the crop state, if it is not being processed, the final consumer is not going to enjoy it. Yeah. And then if it's not being processed, even the farmers will not be encouraged to even maybe plant the next season or even increase the acreage that they are planting. So the average food processor in Nigeria and other African countries needs to partner with farmers to be able to take those grains from them and all the other biofortified food products, take it from the farmers, process it, and then sell it to the end consumers. That's number one. Number two, as we are selling to the end consumer, we have to ensure that we communicate the value, that nutritional value, such that the biofortified food product that we have available for sale will be the preferred option that the consumer would want to go for. And then when they are going for it and they are seeing the impacts on their own body, on their lives, they would also in turn, by word of mouth, encourage all their other friends and family to take it on. And then also there's the space of partnership, even with development agencies, and then even with the regulatory agencies in the country where we operate, to be able to ensure that they make it mandatory that any food product that is in this line and can be biofortified should be biofortified, and then it's only the biofortified options that should be available to the consumers. That's another bit. And then another bit is the awareness. Because if you don't create awareness, if you don't let people know the value in what you are selling to them, the value that it will do to them, it won't encourage them to buy it. They won't even see the need to buy it. So we have to, communicate that value very clearly to them and demonstrate those values. Work with them to even get feedback, even from the consumers, that we can even show other consumers to be able to get them to come on board and consume the biofortified food products that we have available.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You've hinted a bit about partnerships, but I want you to explain, and I know for a fact that scaling rarely happens in isolation. It requires strong partnerships, it requires technical support and access to markets. How has Harvest Plus Solutions supported your journey, and what impact has that support had on your business and product growth?
Thank you very much. So for me, I'm so happy. There's almost every interview that I do, I talk about the partnership that I've had with Harvest Plus over the years. The first most important thing that they've been able to do for me is to ensure that I have constant availability of raw materials. They've been able to link us with farmers whom we buy these products from, and then the grains from, and then we process it into pap for our consumers. That's the first major thing that they've done for us. And then the second thing is that they work in hand with us to, for the awareness, to make everybody all over the country aware about the availability of biofortified food products and the value it gives to them. And then also, we have this annual nutritional food fair that we attend with Harvest Plus on a yearly basis, and they go from state to state within the country. It's not localized to a particular state, such that every state in the country has that feel and experience of biofortified food products. And then they also work with the regulatory agencies in the Federal Ministry of Health, to even sometimes do trade shows to expose biofortified food products to the general populace. So it's been, and then we've had trainings with them as well. They've done trainings for them, and for us rather, in processing of the biofortified food products. And then there's a book that was recently published by Harvest Plus, which we're contributors to as well, in using biofortified food products to develop biofortified crops, to develop nutritious food products. So those are part of the ways that we've been able to partner with Harvest Plus over the years. And sometimes they also work with us to even try to find sources of funding to scale our business.
That's very insightful, and I really appreciate the insightful responses. So finally, I would like to know, what message would you like to leave with the next generation of entrepreneurs who are considering investing in nutrition and biofortified food businesses?
Thank you very much for that question. For the new or upcoming food processors who are interested in, setting up their businesses to produce food, just like I said before, please always use this as your mantra. Food is not food except it has nutritional value to the body. Very, very important. So that can become the bedrock of every product that you are developing. Finding nutritional value in that product and making sure that you bring it to the fore, and communicating it to your consumers. Then also, don't forget the value of partnerships. Remember, one can go far. Yeah, I think one can travel far. Two or more can go further. So when you look for partnerships with organizations like Harvest Plus, it helps you. It helps the journey to be to be smoother for you. It exposes you to even insights that you don't even know about your business or about the food business environment generally. Though it will also link you up with, different sources of finding solutions to whatever problems that you have. And then the last thing that I would say is that you need to make sure that you set a goal and then you work towards it. It might not be smooth at the beginning, but with tenacity, with faith, and with hard work, definitely you will achieve and even surpass the goal. Congratulations.
Mrs. Obe, thank you so much for adding so much depth into this conversation. We truly appreciate it. Your story demonstrates how entrepreneurship, innovation, and strategic partnerships can help bring nutritious foods to more people and more families and more households while creating sustainable business opportunities for entrepreneurs out there. We appreciate your time and your commitment to improving nutrition through the private sector. Thank you very much. And this is the end of our podcast.
Thank you so much for the opportunity once again.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.